When the Joker movie comes out, the corporate press across the board was saying that this movie is for incels and white supremacists and weak-willed young men cheering on Joker shooting the TV show host. Someone who he says, you get what you effing deserve. That's what happens. His joke, what happens when you take someone who's mentally ill in the city and you throw them out or whatever. Now you have this narrative of Luigi Mangione, a troubled young guy who was injured and the system was bad to him, so he takes it upon himself. They cheer for that.
This corporate press, are you sensing that from the corporate press?
No, I'm saying that the entertainment media was calling Joker far right, but now it's literally the far left celebrating a comparable scenario.
Well, the difference is we won an election.
I see.
That's it, right?
We won an election, and so there's more of a willingness to accept alternate forms of resolving who holds power. And if it's who holds the majority of the country has power, that's clearly us. But if it's might makes right, and they have some of these exquisite tools that Luke's been talking about, that's another way.
I think we can't play this game. We can't do this. We're gonna flip-flop. I think, we should stick to our principles. We'll agree with the Democrats. We need to end the filibuster and pack the Supreme Court. It's what they wanted to do, and I think we'll just keep on keeping.
You think? I mean, a bigger Supreme Court might not be a bad idea.
Right now, with Donald Trump as president, you're correct. Yes. 100%.
Like, we got 11 people in the Supreme Court.
Nine.
Does Clarence have any kids?
Ian, come on.
Like, the amount of decisions, the power that those 9 people wield, and they get it for life is like, I think that's a broken process.
I don't think
they're going to try to do the vigilante justice there, and they already did. Remember, they tried to kill Brett Kavanaugh. Just by the grace of God, there was a U.S. Marshal there that actually stopped the guy. He had all the configurations, the rope, the weaponry, and right in his driveway.
It's so easy to threaten 1/9 of the Supreme Court, like for someone in their driveway, and then the psychological damage that does to the human that has to make these grandiose decisions for 360 million people is like, that's kind of a psychological vulnerability I'd rather not have. I'm not saying we need an AI as our Supreme Court, but maybe we could have like 7 AIs all like giving us advice, and then the legislature could be like, I will listen to the AIs. But still, you got humans making the decisions.
There's a little devil on Ian's shoulder right now.
But relying on humans, you do need to upgrade to machines in certain processes. Not all of them, but some of them.
This is anti-human
technocratic agenda.
Like
this is the singularity. This is what they're building up to.
You used to have a dude like dragging your sled. Now you have an automotive vehicle doing the work for you.
Hey, look, that's the answer on the immigration front. It's only the automation that's going to get you to your immigration goals. Because once we're able to automate a lot of the things that illegal immigrants are doing in this country, you're not going to have the corporate capture of lawmakers trying to get more people across the border illegally. So I'll defend you on that.
Oh, thanks, dude. So what? Okay, 29 Supreme Court justices. Is that enough to diffuse the danger of losing?
Then it's a legislature.
Ian, I was joking.
But as soon as you start adding people or opening the idea up to adding people, then the Democrats come in and they just add more, and then the Republicans add more, and you end up with 165 members of the Supreme Court.
You're right. We got to beat them to it.
How about less congressmen instead of more Supreme Court justices?
You think would that work?
No, they like it.
How about no?
The problem is we lost the one we liked.
Because the thing about the problem with Congress is you got to represent 700,000 people, and like, dude, you represent you. Like, you can try and represent me, but like, I can only really do that effectively. So it's very ineffective in that sense.
You're getting real close to vulgar just pure democracy, and that is not a good solution.
I've had a thought about a representative republic or like a direct republic.
I mean, I've heard of that.
Yeah, where like 700,000 people will vote on something, yes or no. It goes to a smart contract that then sends the yes or the no vote to the system, and then we don't have the humans
Charlie,
there.
help us.
Yeah,
It's a bad idea.
Thank you, Charlie.
Well, what do you think? Like you said, the security vulnerability of like a guy getting threatened and then making a poor decision as a result. You didn't go that far, but I'm just kind of insinuating that. Like, how do you think we could get around that kind of vulnerability with our courts, or our Supreme Court particularly?
Oh, I mean, I think you have to have a U.S. Secret Service protection and the equivalent of for all 9 Supreme Court justices. And I think it's insane. We protect our banks and our sports stadiums, events like this, with armed guards all the time. I think every Supreme Court justice needs U.S. Marshals or whatever that do reconnaissance work, that work with the Secret Service, and most of them do a great job. Matt, you think that's reasonable, right? I mean,
yeah, I think
we spend money on the stupidest stuff. That's like $10 million a year to make sure these 9 justices are safe. Not hard, actually.
But can you just imagine how much security would have to go to Broadway for Ketanji Brown Jackson's next performance? I would hate to burden the facility.
I was inspired.
You were
absolutely inspired.
What part of queer Broadway is your favorite?
I didn't say that. I said I was inspired.
That was the show.
I said I was inspired. to smack myself in the face with a shoe.
True inspiration.
There's going to be a little of that later in the show, I understand.
There is. Did you guys notice the shoes that I'm
That's
wearing?
what we call the
Tim's shoes.
GTs.
You get a good shot at Tim's shoes yet? Show those bad boys off.
There you go.
What are these? These are official Donald Trump issued.
Fight, golden Donald Trump shoes. And in fact, I have two. Believe it or not, it comes in pairs. And we're going to, so this one's signed by Jack Posobiec. This one is signed by Benny Johnson and Michael Knowles. I'm taking them off already because you guys, we're going to have them signed. And then once we're done with the show, I'm going to throw them at you guys. So good luck, I guess.
Yeah, watch
I don't know
out.
why we're talking about shoes now. I'm not wearing any.
I'm just glad you wore socks.
Throwing shoes is a serious Arab insult for the record.
So
Remember when they threw that shoe at George Bush?
No, that's a big deal.
And
He dodged two in a row.
That was the most impressive thing I ever saw from George W. Bush.
He's agile.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.